What's up, welcome back to another Pokemon Mouse video, and today let's talk about the new shiny Magikarp and Gyarados events, which, by the way, while you are listening to this, make sure to go check your phone if all your incubators are empty. If they are empty, go do the egg event and stuff them up with some new Magikarp eggs, because everyone needs to do them for the community awards. This thing, right? The more Magikarps we hatch as a community, the more rewards we get, right? So yeah. Yeah, just a daily reminder, go hatch up your eggs. But anyways, back to Magikarp itself. These things are broken. These things are incredibly powerful. Every single one, right? These are all among the, best Eggmons out there, right? There's a support Magikarp, there's a tech Magikarp, and there's a striker Magikarp. All three of them very, very good. All three of them have the chance to be shiny as well, right? And different version of shinies. There's like a female shiny, there's a male shiny version. So the chances of getting a shiny Magikarp is like 1.5% rate. An individual one is like a 0.25% rate, right? To get one, and then you just add them up, right? Three different types, 3 times 0.25, and then 2 different genders times 2, somewhere around 1.5, right? Let me just double check. 0.25 times 6, yeah, should be around 1.5% rate to get a shiny Magikarp, and it's about 0.5% chance to get each of single roll. If you don't care about male female, they have like different colors for like their whiskers when they're like Gyarados. So I think like one's red and then the other one's like white or something. The whiskers down here, whatever. I think that's like the main difference. I'm not 100% sure about the difference. Anyway, let's get into the actual stuff in terms of the units, right? So first of all, Magikarp. All the Magikarps have Splash, by the way, right? But we're not really gonna look at Magikarp. Let's look at Gyarados over here. So first of all, support Gyarados, very, very good support Gyarados. First of all, you have Water Shift. All of them have Water Shift, right? It's so that they could shift their Hyper Beam into Water type. Imagine a support unit with like Hyper Beam over here. Right? Again, the special attack stats isn't crazy, but even with those stats, honestly, you could hit some really, really good numbers with this Hyper Beam, right? So as for some other stuff, if First Aid 2, Endurance, these are nice things, nice passives to have for a support / tank if you want to take a few hits. Your defensive stats aren't the greatest, right? Not the greatest. Your tank stats aren't the greatest, so it's more of a it's more of a buffing support rather than a buffing support that can also tank, right? But you do have endurance, so you'll at least be able to tank 2 moves, right? Defense aren't that bad, but also again not very great. But outside of that, you do have Dire Hit All, right? So a rare crit buffing support. So these are very, very rare, right? And going to be especially useful in Legendary Gauntlet, right? So any crit buffing support, very, very useful in Gauntlet. And then you also have special attack and speed buff. It's only going to be +2 because there's only 2 MP on these, right? But you will be able to get +2 special attack, +2 speed for your team. So this is going to be a fantastic unit for Legendary Gauntlet. You got a 1 gauge spam water gun there as well, right? So yeah, this is not the craziest one yet, but pretty good. Crit buffing, Eggmon, pretty good, right? Moving on, we have the tech Magikarp over here, so / Gyarados. So this one still has Water Shift because all of them have Hyper Beam, right? And then you have Move Gauge Refresh 2, and then Aggravation 2 over here. So this one, in terms of stats, is very, very fast, right? Very, 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 very fast. Special attack stat, again, still not very good, but yeah, just a very, very fast speed stat, which is pretty standard for tech Eggmons, basically. If you look at the moves, you have Waterfall with Aggravation 2, which is very, very good, right? And then you have Rain Dance, and then you have Hang In There, which gives you defense buffs and gradual heals, and then Hyper Beam again. So yeah, the tech version, so the support version gives you crit buffs. The tech version gives you Rain Dance, right? So these are both very, very useful Eggmons, right? Again, especially for Legendary Gauntlet. And yeah, this one also has Flinch 2, right? Flinch and Rain. Would have been better if this was like speed buffs instead, but this is okay too, I guess. If your like main tank goes down, you could take a few hits over here, but yeah, it's not the best, but like otherwise, again, just Waterfall, Flinch spam with Rain Dance, fantastic here as well. And then going on, to the Striker Magikarp over here, right? So, oh wow, we have Water Shift Splash. But yeah, the Striker Gyarados over here, double down to Pinpoint Entry and then Water Shift, right? Pinpoint Entry, just make sure your Hybrid Beam doesn't miss. And if you look at the special attack stats, now you have some really, really, you know, actual special attack stats. This is without the affinity, right? This is without feeding what are the cupcake things, right? After you feed them, obviously, it's much better. Speed's not the greatest, but otherwise, obviously, other stats are kind of whatever, but yeah. Anyways, but it doesn't, no one cares because of the fact that you have Hyper Beam, Water type Hyper Beam with Rain buff. This has not happened before. This has not happened before. We have never had a Hyper. This is the strongest Water type move, right? This is stronger than, you know, stronger than your Hydro Pumps, your Snipe Shots, your Hydro Cannons, just because it's Mega Kicks, right? Just because it's Hyper Beam. Hyper Beam's insanely broken. 90% accuracy, right? Because of the fact that it's not 100% accuracy, you get a damage buff from there. Since it's normal type, you get an extra damage buff. Then since you know, shifted to water, it's just incredibly overpowered move, right? Hyper Beam in this game is fantastic. And it's pretty cool because Hyper Beam is a cool move, right? But usually you don't really get to use it in normal Pokemon that much because it's not that great because of the, you know, the recharge thing, right? But in Masters, it's fantastic, right? In Masters, it's fantastic, and I think that's pretty cool. So anyways, yeah, it seems like a pretty standard, you know, the Striker here, right? You get +2 crit, you know, +4 speed here, and then obviously +4 special attack. But this thing hits really, really hard. This thing hits incredibly hard. Let me check. This guy hits harder. This guy hits hard. Let's see. This guy is a 860,000 damage dealer. That hits harder than Annie N's Blue Flare, Sun Boosted Blue Flare, right? Single target, obviously not AoE, but it's harder than Annie N's Blue Flare. It's harder than, let's see, regular N, Electric Train Bolt Strike, right? Champion Iris's Dragon Rush, boosted by the Dragon Zone, right? Harder than Flying Zone boosted Lysander's Oblivion Wing. More than Steel Zone Gloria's Behemoth Blade, right? All this stuff. Wally Focus Blast, Holiday Leon Glacial Lance, right? Like this is ridiculous. This is very, very funny. All right. Special costume Dianthas, Secret Sword. No, this is incredibly funny. Cynthia's Earthquake, Singsu Lee's Frenzy Plant, Diantha's Moonblast, Renegade Cynthia's Shadow Ball, right? Annie Stevens Draco Meteor, Maxi Solar Beam. No, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. This guy hits harder than Pokefairs and Masterfairs. All right, this guy Eggmon's hitting harder than Pokefairs and Masterfairs. So yeah, you should definitely try to get these Eggmons, right? Although that being said, Cyrus still hits harder, right? But you can never have, you know, enough of these, right? Especially for Legendary Gauntlet, because in Gauntlet you just need as many good Pokemon as you can get your hands on, right? As many good Pokemon as you could get your hands on. So yeah, all three of them are good, right? It really depends on what you really need for Gauntlet. If you need an extra damage dealer, try to raise your, you know, Striker Gyarados. If you need another Rain Setter, right, which is probably the rarest run of the three, go for the Tech one, which also flinches as well, right? The Aggravation 2, Waterfall. And obviously, if you need an extra crit buffer, then you go for the support one. But yeah, either one of these are good. Either one of these are good to get. So yeah, really, really good. Again, make sure y'all go hatch up those eggs. And not only because we want that extra community event rewards, but these Eggmons are just very, very good, right? Especially if you're a free-to-play player, right? I mean, if you're like me, you have all the units in the game, then, you know, it's kind of whatever. I mean, it's still good. It's still an extra Rain Setter for my Gauntlet runs, which is still good. But, like, again, especially a free-to-play player, all three of these are very, very, very good, right? Go hatch these up. Go hatch these up, man. Go hatch these up. For the sake of everyone, including yourself, okay? So anyways, that's what this one. Hope you all enjoyed. Guys, link in the comments down below. Like and enjoy this video. Subscribe to our channel for some more fun. I was calling. See you guys in the next one then.